That's how the cuts, Johnny, are coming through. This is Debate Amongst Friends, Tuesday's edition. Doc Leisner here, the podcast beast, alongside the Professor John Guy, the king of IMG, the true message of dating and life, the conqueror of his own fate. Johnny, a.k.a. the newly formed Terminator, my man, the cleaner.
Best podcasting machine, least hype machine. Doc, as always, we gotta be tranquilo. Doc El Idolo, how are you doing today? Tuesday, roster cuts is happening as we speak, but we won't go through all of them.
No.
But how are you doing today?
I am doing way better than Cam Newton is this morning, even though I'm pretty sure he had to see the writing on the wall.
Doc, I'm sorry. I know that's the breaking news. I know people want to talk about Cam Newton, but you know that Cam Newton story is junk. Because the big news out of football isn't in the professionals. We're taking it down not to collegiate. We're going to take it all the way down to high school, Doc. Bishop Sycamore. That's the story.
Oh, boy.
Not only did this football team get railroaded, positively destroyed, but it was on national TV. But wait, there's more. Not only did they get shellacked on national TV, they fabricated to a worldwide leading network of sports that they had FBS leveled recruitments on their squad. But wait, there's more. This very same global leading sports newscasting network did no due diligence.
None.
To check to see if what claims were made were actually accurate before placing this team on national TV to celebrate the return of high school football. But wait, there's more. Not only did this global leading network of sports got this team on television, the commentators proceeded to go in, and not in a positive way, on this team. And if it was up to me, and if I was on that commentary, I would have been going in on this very same global sports news network. Onto how or who was the genius who said, let's just get them in there. Oh, man, we just want the clicks. All right.
That's nuts. This is going to be one of those Firefest Hulu documentaries.
This is going to be a 30 for 30, and I can't wait to watch it.
It's going to be really, really good, though.
This has been my favorite story since yesterday. I don't care about the cuts today, Doc. I don't care about the cuts. Man, ESPN not only should feel ashamed, they're embarrassed. They hardly spoke about this at all. Someone's obviously getting fired. Obviously.
Big time. Oh, big time.
I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I mean, this is a school. School, air quotes. In Ohio. Right. Ohio.
Which they're not registered as a school, nor a charter school. It's like they just have a roster full of random players.
A roster full of – this is essentially just a pickup football team.
Yeah. Which I get it. You know, he's like, well, basketball does it. IMG is an academy, right? I would never.
Well, IMG is kind of different too. They're kind of like a select team.
But it's a charter school.
Yeah, but it's really so it's kind of weird with them too, and we can get into that one maybe another day. But like basically, they're a school, but in order for them to have kids eligible, they kind of have to go outside their district kind of thing. I made the comparison of like what happened with like the Little League World Series, like back in the day with Chicago.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's a boarding, but it's a perfect opportunity. And honestly, this is kind of something that I wanted to do, right? So it's like this is a place specifically for sports where everybody's coming together for the common ground of getting better at sports, but they're also getting their education at the same time. Obviously, there's a high emphasis on sports and the development of their sports, but the common goal here is to get better at your game.
Yep.
All right. So I don't blame Bishop Sycamore for trying to get their name out there. It's very unfortunate that their name is out there and it's not for a good reason.
No.
But
again, more power to Bishop Sycamore for, being a thief in the night and, on national TV. Despite the fact that they're playing, I think it was only one day of rest because I believe they played on Saturday.
They did. So that game was better. I mean, they only lost 17-9, but I don't know why you would go after the big dog when you're just a little baby dog.
I mean, think about the stories if they was to beat them. For some crazy way, they was able to beat the juggernaut that's IMG Academy.
Even if they were able to hold them to 20 points, it would have been better. It would have been at least rewarding. But they got ran it up. And we're talking about a weekend, not a weekend. We're talking about a day filled where we found out that there's going to be a new Dennis Rodman movie, right? You had Monday Night Raw. We had baseball, right? We had baseball games on. I saw a few bat flips that were fantastic after some home runs. All of that got negated and canceled. I think Mike Trout got ejected. Was it Mike Trout? Somebody got ejected. Mm-hmm. There was so much going on. And I just kept hearing about Bishop Sycamore High School. It was almost like I was watching The Little Shop of Horrors, and it was just like, feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
That's what you did there.
But, Johnny, enough of that.
It's so funny.
Correct.
And just to let everyone understand the context, okay? ESPN has removed all references to this game.
Never happened.
To these teams. It's like it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, IMG is like, we're counting that win.
They don't have no reason not to count the win. The win is still a win. Like, it's not up to them. What was that? Wait, what was that we said for last NFL playoffs? We said all you have to do is play the teams that's in front of you.
That's so crazy. But shout out to IMG for, being
IMG
open. Hey, listen, being open to a scrimmage. Shout out to them for being open for a scrimmage, which that's pretty much what it was, which it might have been all along. But the entire legitimacy of the program is under question. I think it's just the fact that he said that he had star potential on his team. But
no, they didn't say star potential. They just said they had like D1 recruits.
That's star potential. That is star. Think about it like that. That's star potential. D1 recruits. If you have D1 recruits, which based on their losing, it sounds like they have D2 recruits, D3 recruits. Right? I didn't watch the game, of course. I wish I would
definitely caught. So I caught like the first half because as I'm talking,
they were already down 30-0.
Like, it was bad.
I believe it.
It was bad.
YouTube has it. YouTube have it anywhere. Okay,
of course they do.
And the first one that pops up
this game is everywhere. Okay, ESPN can never. And the prof means ever be the same again after this.
Is that when a fake high school plays against IMG Academy?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll watch it. I'm gonna watch some of the highlights just to see what happened, but let's move on to the bigger news. Well, should be bigger news, and that is future Bishop Sycamore quarterback Cam Newton.
I can't believe you said that, you scumbag.
Cut by the New England Patriots. His era is over. Mac Jones, who I believe was going to be good.
No, I had to give you a T on that. I had to give you a T. I had to think about that for a moment. I feel that disrespectful. He's a former MVP. I feel like that's not fair. That's not fair. I feel like people are just attacking Cam Newton because he just got cut.
Hey, he shouldn't have. He got Belichicked.
He got Belichick. Exactly.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
To say that he's the next Bishop Sycamore QB, that's out of that.
I don't think so.
That's a foul. That's a foul.
He's going out there.
That's a technical foul. Come on.
Okay. All right. But yes, not a surprise, though. You kind of seen the writing on the wall. Mac Jones had a really good preseason. He had the COVID.
If you watch the preseason games, you can see the direction that they're going to go to.
Yeah,
it just so happened what brought it over the top was Cam getting COVID again.
Or a misunderstanding, I guess, of Cam getting COVID.
Cam had some type of COVID-related episode, and that sealed the deal for him. Period.
Nah,
period.
Big time period. I agree. I can't even disagree. I just feel like Mac Jones, they wanted to see how he performed. They want to make sure before they release the veteran, because I think they signed Cam for 1 year, 12
it was another
13 man.
Yep.
And obviously just 2 days ago, Belichick was saying what he normally says, we still have a lot of discussions to make, right? So
which when Belichick says that, I believe it.
True.
Whenever Myers said that,
yeah,
you're blowing up smoke.
Don't blow smoke up the cheeks, man. No, I definitely.
So as of right now, every starting quarterback in the AFC East is under 25.
I did read that, which is awesome, and I would say it's going to be interesting at Sega said, to say the least. I've been watching First Flight again. I think their offensive line, their quarterback play, the receivers that they upgraded to. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting case for that AFC East. Obviously, we know what the Bills bring. Always a wild card is the Dolphins. What can Tua do with the weapons that he has? But yes, Cam Newton is out. I wonder what's next for him. It's probably going to be a long road ahead because, who needs a quarterback at this point? Who needs a quarterback?
I don't know. I think the AFC East quarterback situation is pretty solid right now. If you're really going to be honest with me,
it is, because I think Mac Jones fits what they want to do there. As far as the AFC East goes, done. I'm talking about anybody else. Like, I can't even see a possible fit anywhere
right now. Maybe, you mentioned this before. Maybe Cam reunites Riverboat Ron.
That would be interesting. They do have a journeyman, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they run the same offense, but they do have a journeyman and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Maybe Houston, because we don't know what's happening with Watson. We have no idea. Tyrod Taylor's there, so that would be great for Cam.
Yikes! You
know where I'm going.
I can't believe you
Come
said
on.
That's still disrespectful to Tyrod.
Come on. You know. Are you ejecting me right now? Listen,
I'm not disagreeing with what you said.
Okay.
But we both know that's wrong.
I just want to make sure.
I could see Houston. I just don't want to see him. And you know what? He should go to Houston. Maybe that'll be the wake-up call that he needs.
Because I'm trying to think. I can't even think of who else.
Chicago
obviously
has a pretty good quarterback situation. Well, talk about like teams that had like bad quarterback situations is pretty good right now.
Right. He could have went to maybe
Miami.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Either Philadelphia or Miami to.
No, I feel like they're going to do fine with Hurts. And didn't they just get another QB too?
They did. That's what I was going to say before Gardner Minshew went there. I think Cam would have been good as a mentor for those two young quarterbacks.
No, maybe Pittsburgh. Maybe he could have a Michael Vick-esque revival.
Well, see, and that was my next thing because the Steelers decided to hold on to Dwayne Haskins. So it looks like Dwayne Haskins right now is going to be somebody who is looked at to be the heir apparent for Ben Roethlisberger. It's highly possible. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be it, but Haskins is there. Obviously, they still have Mason Rudolph, who already seen start. But
they don't have Duck anymore.
No, they don't. So I'm not sure. I'm interested to see. I think Riverboat Ron would probably be the best bet.
I think that'd be the best fit. Him going back to a coach that he's really, really comfortable with. I think that'd be like the best bet for him.
Maybe the Giants. I know a lot of Giants fans are up in the air about my man Danny Dimes.
I think this year might be different. They almost won the division. It was a terrible division, but hey, they almost won the division.
Yeah.
The same division that, took the Bucs to their limit during the first round.
We're not going to go there.
All I'm saying is, even though that division was trash, and it was, it's not like they can't play because they can. It was just a mixture of injuries and just some terrible, terrible endings to games.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That would be it. I mean, I can't see anybody else. Honestly, maybe, and this is a huge maybe, two huge maybes.
Okay.
You have to look at, number one, the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, they have an injury-ridden QB room, and you never know what you're going to get from Carson Wentz.
That's true.
You have the Broncos. Minnesota, I don't think. I don't know. It would be great to see it, but I highly doubt it. I'm thinking the Broncos
because I feel like unless you're an aging quarterback. If you're a young quarterback, you're just there just to be doomed.
Just to be doomed, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe the Broncos. Obviously, Drew Lock. You have Teddy Bridgewater. You kind of can fit it in there. Mm-hmm. And then the last one that I would throw out, and when you think about it, it would be interesting because that
if you say the 49ers, I'm going to walk away.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say, here's a guy who knows how to use multiple quarterbacks at the same time. And that's Sean Payton and the Saints. I would hate to see it.
I can see why you would say that. I can agree with your assessment, but I would hate to see that too.
I wouldn't want to see it. I mean, you know why I wouldn't want to see it? Because, I mean, you got to deal with Jameis, you got to deal with Cam, and you got to deal with freaking Taysom Hill. I wouldn't want to see that at all. But yeah,
Doc's not having like old war flashbacks.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing.
All that reminds me of is when we went for your birthday to go see the Bucs play, and
Cam. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with that. But yeah, those would be the teams I would
like.
Be
let me get a beer,
with.
Man. Like this game.
Yeah, that would be it. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anybody else in which he would get a shot.
Not yet.
And it sucks for him, but I mean that would be it. Obviously, everybody else kind of has somewhat of a starter in place. Yep. Maybe Cam just has to wait until then there's an injury. But if I'm New Orleans, or if I'm, like I said, Denver, or if I'm the Giants, I mean, I think about it. The Cowboys, like I would think about it because the Cowboys actually just released one of the EFL's great quarterbacks, my man DiNucci.
Yeah.
So they waived actually Garrett Gilbert and Ben DiNucci, who I think played pretty well in Dak's absence.
I think so too. But again, I mean, it's the Cowboys. So, either you're going to be great or you're going to suck. There's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Cam. I really hate it.
Absolutely. But finally, the NFL and the NFL Player Association has made an agreement. And we talked about this last week.
We did.
On COVID-19 protocol for the 2021 regular season. It is now weekly testing for fully vaccinated players and staff members.
I mean, which is fine. Is that what they did last year? It's it's chill.
However, if you're unvaccinated or you're only partially vaccinated, you will be tested every day.
Wow.
Not every day, every day.
Wow.
Including off days, prior to entering club facilities, and may not go inside the facilities or interact with each other while awaiting test results.
However, this match must continue.
Shout out to Finkel.
My man, Fink. That's nuts. And
you know what? I applaud them.
Do you?
I applaud them.
It's a lot of testing, man.
Despite how you may feel in regards to the vaccine, to COVID, to the newly formed booster shots, NFL has to think about the shield.
No, I understand that part, but that is a lot of testing. We're talking about every day. Like I said, I could see every 3 days, every 2 days. Because, my thing is, and I'm going to sit on the high horse here. Why does it take me, right, and an everyday citizen, I'm not going to say anything crazy, it takes me 2 to 3 days to get my results, right?
Yep.
But they're going to get tested every day, and I assume they're going to get their results the same day.
Yes, it's going to be the rapid test.
Right. So that's the part that I guess is pretty crazy, that they're going to be spending so much resources as far as the testing. And my assumption is, and this is just my assumption, that the reason why they're testing people every day is to make sure that they get so annoyed that they go get vaccinated.
Again, however you may feel about it, NFL has to think about the entirety of the league and not just how one person feels. So if you feel like not having a vaccine is fine, okay, well, here's the consequences of you not getting the vaccine.
So my question is, are they going to be testing fans
now,
as they walk in?
That is something they have not talked about yet. This is only dealing with staff members and players.
Yeah, because that's something that's interesting. Because it's like, obviously some people are going to have their cards, right? Their vaccination cards. Some people have, fake vaccination cards. It's like, is there going to be a vaccinated versus unvaccinated charge added to the ticket? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there going to be, what's it going to be?
Well,
right?
Again, I don't know if they talked about it that far ahead. I think because of the outbreaks within teams last year.
Certain. Yeah.
Was such a big issue, especially when it came to scheduling.
Sure.
They're really primarily focused on that. The players really shouldn't be having interactions with the fans in the stands.
Yeah, no Lambeau leaps, right?
No more Lambeau leaps. And I'm sorry, cheeseheads.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to get over it.
Yeah. Facts.
But maybe that'll be something else they'd have to consider. They have to probably talk about that.
No, absolutely.
I mean, but then the question is, how do you determine the legitimacy of the vaccination cards?
That's also true.
I mean, I would debate amongst friends don't condone any type of forgeries or making any type of fake documentation to get you into secure locations or sporting events. But I'm pretty sure that I can make the exact same type of COVID vaccine cards. Anyone can make them. Heck, all you have to do is Google something that looks like it, put it into a publisher.
Yep.
Or Adobe program.
Photoshop, yep.
And all you have to do is write stuff up and have a wacky signature that looks like a doctor.
Which is pretty easy to do.
Again,
it's pretty just squiggly lines.
Don't condone doing this, but that's where the risk is. And yes, the term "no risk it, no biscuit" comes to play. But those biscuits gone bad.
The biscuits gone bad. But it's all good. Well, I'm sure they'll figure it out. If they have to go back to lower capacity, they will. They just have to do what they have to do.
Not if you're a team in Texas or Florida right now.
For right now, that's correct. But eventually they may go back. But we'll digress. But I know, John Gotti, the people heard this show on their favorite podcast platform. But if they didn't, they can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com. Not only to review this episode, but all of the previous. Be sure to tune in Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as Doc and Prof deliver you the news, the analysis, and the reads.
ESPN, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Shame.